New York City is an engine that never powers down. Millions of people live, work, and sleep within a grid of absolute modern logic. Hidden inside that grid is the Blackwood Hotel. This century-old structure rejects the modern world around it, harboring a specific darkness within its walls. Officially, the hotel management claims that room 213 is permanently closed for maintenance. It is a quiet administrative excuse used to keep the door firmly locked. The unofficial reality is a grim statistical anomaly. Local history suggests that anyone who spends a night in that specific room either disappears entirely or emerges with their psyche shattered. Room 213 operates as a predatory ecosystem using architectural camouflage. It is a space designed to consume those who enter. Alex is a travel blogger who treats primal fear as a digital commodity. To him, danger is merely a metric for online engagement. The system initiates its sequence with an untraceable email. It issues a direct challenge to spend a night in the room, accompanied by one strict, explicit rule: don't answer the call. When Alex arrives and requests the room, the night manager's visceral reaction, a look of genuine physical dread, serves as the system's final human safeguard. Alex pushes past the warning. He takes the key and walks into the decaying room, choosing to override every safety protocol out of sheer hubris. The anomaly inside room 213 cannot drag a victim in by force. It requires the target's own arrogance to willingly initiate the trap. This architectural wireframe shows a space stripped of modern infrastructure. It contains only a bed, a large antique mirror, and a small table. Resting on the table is a vintage telephone, a device with absolutely no physical wiring connecting it to a network. The mechanism lies dormant until exactly 12:03 a.m. That is the moment when this physically disconnected hardware begins to ring. This is the point of catastrophic user error. Instead of following the email's rule, Alex reaches out and lifts the heavy receiver off its cradle. Lifting that handset is the mechanical trigger required to bridge the physical room and the dimension living inside the glass. The sequence begins with an initial broadcast from the receiver, a broken voice whispering, "Leave before it sees you," followed by a heavy, suffocating silence. This timeline tracks the first phase of the trap. The room's large mirror drops out of sync, operating on a precise 1-second time delay behind Alex's actual movements. Then comes the second call. The voice escalates the threat, stating, "It's behind you." This is a psychological prompt designed to force the victim to look into the delayed reflection. This creates a spatial paradox. A spatial paradox occurs when two conflicting physical realities occupy the same coordinates. In the room, the space behind him is empty, but in the reflection, a faceless entity is standing right over his shoulder. At this exact moment, the containment protocol fully engages. The physical doors lock autonomously, cutting off any possible escape route. The absolute inversion happens on the third ring. Alex demands to know what's happening, only to hear his own voice reply through the speaker, "You are already dead." The mirror in room 213 is a permeable membrane, a staging ground where the entity successfully exchanges places with the trapped victim. By the time the hotel staff breaches the door the next morning, the sequence is over. The physical space is entirely devoid of human presence. The system leaves behind one piece of evidence: the phrase, "Don't answer the call," smeared across the glass in dark red liquid. The empty room confirms the outcome. The anomaly has absorbed Alex's physical form, resetting itself for the next cycle. This curse is an efficient machine. It executes its target and disposes of the evidence, maintaining a 100% lethality rate. Alex is no longer a physical being. He is a shadow bound to the glass, waiting to serve as the entity for the trap's next victim. Ancient, inexplicable systems do not care about content. Arrogance offers no protection from these mechanics. If you ever find yourself in a quiet room at 3 in the morning and an impossible, disconnected phone begins to ring, understand that some rules are not challenges. They are strict operational guidelines for your survival. Don't answer the call.